Testing. Is this thing on? 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Hello, beautiful people. Welcome to today's comp drop of JGX versus what seems to be JGX, but they are actually 5JDX. Thank you for joining us today. I am Tios. I will be doing a solo cast today of this Martial Olympiad Reborn Series match. So, without further ado, let's go into the teams. On Team 1, we have JGX, First Jaguar Guards, who were the winner of the 2021 Mech Warrior World Championships. And on Team 2, we have 5JDX, who were the second place runner-up team of the Mech Warrior World Championships in 2021. So a bit of a rematch here. And let's see how it goes. And typically while we are waiting, I would, try to rate the team team logos to see who has a better one, but I mean, look at them. What's there to rate? They're the same. One just has a more cartoonish feel, and one has a more, I don't know, depth feel to it. So I mean, there's not much to rate here, I'm afraid. But it's fine. It's fine. I'll save being judgmental for other events down the road. JGX has locked, and now we are waiting on Team 2. Love this music. Both sides are locked. Let's get to it. A huge tonnage disparity, 475 coming from 5JDX and 515 coming from JGX. Alrighty, if we look at the builds here, we see that JGX is bringing Arctic Cheetah, Black Lantern, 2 Orion 2C Skulls, a Panther Katana Cat, Hunchback 2C-A, Atlas Boar's Head, Executioner A. So, JGX is running a heavy PPFLD drop deck with, let's see, these skulls are running Goss ER Large. Nope, the skulls are just running Large Pulse. They are going fast. They are vrooming with the vomit. Executioner running ER Large and ER Micros, Boar's Head running the 6 ER Large Overwatch, and if you look at the 5th Dragoon side, we see Timberwolf, Executioner, Mistlynx, Viper, Timberwolf, Javelin, Executioner, Viper. So a heavy complement of MG lights and mediums with a lot of Laser Vomit heavies and one either Laser Vomit or PPC Assault. Let's find out which. Small Pulse, Large Pulse, Micros, same build. Okay, so not as much range Overwatch from the 5th Dragoon side. They're planning to push. Meanwhile, if you look at the JGX side, you see one ranged assault mech, two range assault mechs. Sorry, I forgot the Executioner had ER larges. And then Dargor running the ER PPC Hunchback and the Light Peep Katana Cat. So pretty much the onus here is on Black Omen, or sorry, 5th Jag Dragoons to push in, and that is what they're trying to do. Zaya is absolutely diving in, way in front of his team. He's isolated. He's about to start taking serious damage if he does not get support immediately or start to back off. Already down to 71%. That is not a good sign for him. Kira and Yagami also taking heavy damage on approach, 48%. Misanthrope down to 71%, but orange on his percentage. Oh, Monkey Oxo the first to go down in his Executioner. That's a huge weight loss for 5th Jag Dragoons. Kira and Yagami down to 42%, Misanthrope down to 58%. Somebody else is going to die here soon. And it is Misanthrope and the Timberwolf. Data goes down in the Boar's Head. That's the first kill for 5th Jag. But 5th Jag is going to have to turn around it here real quick if they want any chance at winning this. And one thing I'm noticing immediately is that there's not a lot of focus fire going on here from 5th Jag. They are spreading their targets quite a lot. Jango Fett does get dropped. Kira Nigami gets dropped. It's now a 4v6, 4v5. Oh, there's that clan ammo explosion. Ultimate Ghost goes down. Zio's at 25%, hanging on for dear life. Dargor gets dropped. Nuclear weapon loses a side. There's that clan ammo explosion again. Kraz drops Zio's. And it's now a 2v3, but Bacon Lord is one touch, and there are 2 fresh skulls and a Katana Cat in the field. And that's drop 1. So, that was a bit quick to keep track with. A big thing here is that... Well, first let's look at the damages. Ooh, wee mama, yeah, that is not what you want to see. So actually, if I pull up those damages here... So, if you look at the damage board, the first thing you're going to see is that there are a few mechs that absolutely farmed out on the JGX side. Most notably Kraz and Grolst in the Orion 2C skulls, with a notable damage going to Dario, getting 321 in the Arctic Cheetah, but that's it. Everybody else was pretty much in line. And if you look at the 5 JDX damages, it's a lot lower, with half of their team not even breaking 200, 3 of them breaking 200, and 1 getting over 300. It's just not what you want to see. And in order to sort of break down what occurred here, what you need to understand is A, the push itself. 5th Jag Dragoons, their push was very spread out. Zio's went in first. There was about 30 seconds of Zio's getting hammered before the team was there. So Zio's needed to wait in order to move with his team. And secondly, what it breaks down to is 5th Jag Dragoons allowing their opponents to kite and taking too much damage on approach. That was the big issue here, is that they allowed themselves to get too much hammered too hard on approach, and at the end of the day, it was that health that they chipped at the start that is what cost them the match. JGX, of course, made the correct play of setting up around Starport, getting up top there. That is the best Overwatch spot on the map, especially if you are going to receive the push. But at the end of the day, they managed to fall back into Lower City, whatever that part is called, between Starport and Citadel. They managed to feint back, keep 5 JDX having to push, 5 JDX still getting spread out, and at the end of the day, it was that spread out, it was the early chip damage that cost them the match, because once the brawl was happening, for the middle of the brawl, they were trading blow for blow pretty evenly. I know the damage here doesn't really reflect it, But even though the damages are low, the fact that you saw Nuclear Weapon getting 4 kills and Bacon Lord getting 1, that either meant that there was a lot of back shots or they were all hitting CT. Meanwhile, I imagine JGX mechs spread a lot more. And of course, the focus fire. I did call that out mid-match. 5th Jag Dragoons just wasn't really focus firing enough. If you look at the fight in Lower City, you could see there were 3 5th Jag Dragoon lights and pseudo lights all on the ground, and they all were just shooting different mechs. So, if 5th Jag Dragoons wants to push again, they can. Our next map is Hibernal. That's a much more push-friendly map, but they're going to have to stay together, stay compact, and most importantly, they need to focus fire their targets. They cannot allow themselves to spread damage as much as they did before. Alrighty, just waiting on teams to lock. And both sides are locked. Let's get to it. Hello there, Mr. Vapor Eagle. Alright, so GGX running Orion Skull, Annie 1P, Firestarter Firestorm, Hunchback 2CA, Vapor Eagle A, Sunspider Ambush, which I assume is Laser Vomit, and then Panther and Direwolf. So, range Vomit deck, pretty straightforward, a few PPCs. Meanwhile, 5th Jag Dragoons is running 2 Black Lanterns, a Mislinks and Annihilator, a Cap Spider, a Nightgear H, a Fafnir 5e, and a Warhammer 7s. So, the 5e is the Lerm variant, if memory serves. What do you have? Yes, but what I want to know is, what is the Cap Spider doing? This is not Conquest, so the Cap Spider does not bring any real benefit. What do you have? 1 ER large, and is he just... Oh, that's what he's doing. He's jump scouting on the back of the map. Although the scouting is huge, having a single ER large is not very helpful. That much I will definitely say. And I think he might be stuck. Mr. Cap Spider, are you stuck? Ghost? Nope, he's not stuck. Okay, back to the match. Early trading going down. Nobody taking a lot of damage except for Mr. Space Rat in the 5th Jag Dragoons Annihilator, down to 74%. So far, if you look at the health-wise, I mean, JGX is winning these trades hardcore. They've taken... None of them have taken more than 10%. Actually, Data just went down to 85%. But I mean, Ultimate Ghost is my guy. My man. My man. I'm a little concerned. Yeah. There's not much to say here. Movements are pretty standard. A few 5th Jag Dragoon Lights are moving to engage the JGX Wolfpack, but they have numbers. But I mean, so far, it just looks like JGX is winning the trades, pure and simple. It seems like this match is just coming down to skill. Everybody's taking standard mechs, standard spots. I do want to see if the Black Lanterns are going to push here. You cannot trade against Light Peeps. Oh no, Zios, what are you doing? You're just standing there. Also, what's interesting is the lack of Narc. Does anybody on the 5th Jag Dragoons team have Narc? Bacon Lord, Space Rat, Kieran, Nuclear, Zios. Okay, Zios does have Narc. Alright. However, Zios is not long for this world. As everybody saw, he stood still right about here and took a lot of unnecessary damage, and as soon as he's gone, the Narc goes too, and then that puts the Lermbow at a hell of a disadvantage. Let's see how Jiffy's doing. He's, he looks like he's taking a bit of damage. No, Jiffy's fine. Monkey Atso gets dropped in the Fafnir. That's the Lermbow gone. Kieran Yagami gets halved in the Nightgear, nuclear weapon in his Lermbow, down to 64%, but not long for this world. Nuclear weapon gets dropped. Jango Fett drops Dargor. The first kill going to 5th Jag Dragoons, but it's just cleanup at this point. Dario is about to get dropped. Dario might get a kill. Dario does not, but it is cleanup at this point. Kraz coming down for the kill. Surprised they're not just going to push in. Finish it here. I mean, it's only a Lynx and a Blanner, and they're both hardly alive. And that's GG. Let's take a look at this damage. Zio's double 19 damage. I have no words. Words have failed me. Not very high damage on the JGX side. I was expecting them to farm a lot more damage than this. Highest damage going to Data and his Direwolf getting 569. Direwolf, of course, being a damage powerhouse, so not much surprising there. Bottom damage going to Dario in the Firestorm, getting 278. Was at a bit of a disadvantage fighting against the Wolfpack the entire time, so there is that issue. Zio's getting 19 damage in his Black Lantern, which is interesting because even though he did have 2 narcs, he did have a fair amount of backup weapons as well with the Small Pulse and ER Micros, which meant that Zio's 19 damage is not even his whole alpha, so I am very confused as to what happened there. Was he not hitting his shots? Was he not able? No, he was able to take shots because we saw him in the archway, standing still, going toe-to-toe against the enemy Black Lantern, Katana Cat, and Firestarter. So he definitely had shots to take. Monkey Otso getting 54 in the Lermboat. That one is a little bit more explainable, you know. Enemies always in cover. Enemies are immediately ducking back into cover after they poke, so even if you get a lock, the Lerms just don't do a lot of damage. Ultimate Ghost getting 106 in his Spider. Actually kind of impressive, seeing as his single ER large does 9 damage per shot, and he got killed relatively early in the match, so props to you, I guess? As we now prepare for Drop 3 on Frozen City Night Classic. But yeah, I mean, if we do look back on this drop, I'm not sure how much could be changed about 5th Jag Dragoon strat in order to improve it. It really just felt like they didn't play the drop as well as JGX. Once again, just waiting for teams to lock. As far as Div A teams go, I mean, props where props due. These teams are actually locking pretty quickly. I am impressed and happy. And JGX has locked. I don't know, y'all. I'm really sorry. I thought I'd have more commentary. This is my first MOR match. I was really excited. Like, I was hoping to have a little bit more commentary, a little bit more insight to, like, help explain what teams could have done better or how the match went, yada, yada, yada. But these feel really cut and dry. Like, I'm sorry, folks. There's just there's not a lot of elaboration to do here. I know it may feel like a boring stream or that this cast may not be the most exciting compared to some of the other matches we've had this week, because there have been some really good streams this week. It's just, there's not a lot to say here. I'm sorry, folks. Hopefully the later matches tonight are more enticing than this. Of course, in 1.5 hours, we will have GNX KDCM Hybrid, now known as Japanese Gibberish, versus the team No Precourse, which is, of course, led by Bowser of EMP. And yeah, so hopefully that's more lively of a stream, and I hope to see you all there. It will be cast by the Ultimate Ghost, who's currently playing right now. So please make sure that you stay tuned for that as well. Both sides are locked. Let's get to it. Alrighty, so if you look at the 5th Drag Dragoon side, you see Arctic Wolf 1, Linebacker, Viper, Javelin, Annihilator, Linebacker. So this is a push tech with 2 Daka Annihilators with racks and ACs. I live for it. Could have fit a 4th AC5 in there, so 5th Jags is gonna push. JGX is running Veagle, Firestarter, Nightjeer, Annihilator, Mistlings, Black Lantern. Alrighty, so JGX running a bit more the standard strat, ranged Overwatch, and then just a Wolfpack. Very cookie cutter, very standard strat, and yeah. So this is going to be a repeat of Drop 1 in the sense that whoever wins will break down to the fact on how quickly can 5 JDX close without absolutely hemorrhaging armor. If they can get that, they win. If they don't get that, they lose. Excuse me, sorry about that. Is somebody gonna make a move? Por favor? Por favor? Zio is taking early damage, getting spotted in the Viper, but instead of pulling back, he's going in. I am a little concerned by this. Down to 83% already. Annihilators are going over the hill. Ultimate Ghost down to 70% already. Dario coming in to intercept Zio's in the Viper. And 5th Jag Dragoons are coming in as well. It seems that the Annihilators are just being bait here, with Kieran down to 66%, Ultimate Ghost down to 48%, but the fight is beginning here. But the big thing to worry about here is that Zio's is alone. Once again, he has dove in far too early. Monkey Otso falls and is unable to get back up. better call that man some life alert, please, as he is now joined by two of his teammates. Mr. Space Rat gets dropped in his linebacker. Data gets dropped in his Annihilator. Grolsch gets dropped in his Annie. Misanthrope is coming back up. However, Dargor is waiting for him. Kraz getting bullied on by two javelins, but they decide to find a different target instead. Misanthrope goes down in his linebacker. So that's two Annihilators for two linebackers. Kiri Nagami is stuck against the Mistlinks. Ultimate Ghost looks like a stick. He looks to be stripped. Kiri Nagami gets dropped by Dario. Dario looks like he's about to be dropped by the Wolfpack. Ultimate Ghost just, sitting there looking pretty, except an Annihilator with arms is not very pretty. So, effectively this is a 5v5, as Ultimate Ghost is a stick. Bacon Lord goes down in his Arctic Wolf, 5v4. 6v4, sorry. Zyos gets dropped in the Viper. Monkiatsu gets dropped in the Javelin. Django Fett gets dropped. It just leaves the sticked Annihilator, Ultimate Ghost. Well, let's look at these damage numbers. Okay, pretty good damage all around. Lowest damage on 5th Jag going to Space Rat, 132. Highest going to Kieran in his Annihilator. No, Ultimate Ghost in his Annihilator. Highest going to Kraz in the Black Lantern. Lowest going to Polycat in the Firestarter. That was... I honestly had thought 5 JDX was going to win that. Now, let's see. If we think this over, a definite issue was Zyos going in too early and taking too much damage. That did harm his that did harm his longevity a lot. And that's a bit of a pattern we saw from Drop 1 as well. Another issue was the mechs falling down. I want to say Monkiatsu was the one who fell off. Couldn't get up. Once again, life alert. That did take him out of the fight, and furthermore, his other teammates had to drop because then they were fighting at a very large disadvantage. I think falling there caused a very large issue for 5th Jag Dragoons. Another was the Annihilators playing as bait. It's one thing to play as bait, but it's another to take that much damage and get immediately sticked. As Ultimate Ghost, even though he got top damage, getting sticked in an Annihilator heavily hurts your team. Mainly because he was unable to save Kiri Nagami from Dario and the Lynx. Had Ultimate Ghost not been a stick, he would have been able to help Kieran, and maybe Kieran would have survived, and both your Annihilators staying alive there would have been crucial. So, once again, it just breaks down to not engaging at the same time, early damage, all that fun jazz. I keep harping on that, but that is what makes or breaks a skill push. And that's what makes or breaks the brawl push, is the early damage you take. I cannot overstate how important that is. As we now gear into drop 5, drop 4, Emerald Veil Domination. Now, Emerald Veil is... How do I put this? I do not think Emerald Veil is a good map. I believe Emerald Veil as a map is too range heavy and hinders brawling too much, and I believe that... whatever. Emerald Vale is a map that has gotten a lot of contention, a lot of dislike from the league and the players, and most importantly, this is the first time it's been seen in a comp league because it's a newer map. So, as a result, a lot of teams are not quite sure how to play it, and you see a lot of teams running more cookie cutter decks, or just going balls to the wall brawl and just seeing how that works out. So, I'm very curious to see how Emerald Vale is played here. I'm not very happy to see it in a comp league, but because there aren't a lot of strats for it yet and not a lot of teams know how to play it, I am curious to see how it's going to play out. Just waiting on teams to lock here. And it looks like 5th Drag Dragoons have locked. Are we going to see another push? Are we going to see a range deck? I'm very curious. And we have lost somebody from the JGX side. I know y'all can't see it because the webcam is off, but I am bopping my head to this song. Both sides are locked. Let's go. Alrighty, let's get to it. Alrighty, Team 1 bringing Summoners, Supernova, Direwolf, Irby, Blanner. Cookie Cutter deck. As I predicted, range, and then a few Wolfpacky mediums, and the Urban Mechs, I assume, are Wolfpacky as well. And then Team 2, Direwolf, Firestarter, Blanner, Katana Cat, Hunchback, Summoner, Atlas, Summoner. So, yeah, pretty much standard, same, although the mech choices are slightly different. Each side has the same core principles in mind: Overwatch, range, trade, assaults, and then a bit of a wolf pack on the medium light side. Let's see how this plays out. JGX into the circle first. Early shots coming down from the Direwolf up top. Let's see, are these guys going to fight in the center, or are they just going to anchor it? I'm curious to see how this plays out. Riveting. Actually, this boar's head is pretty entertaining, not gonna lie. Is there a brawl coming? Nah, it's just a UAV. Pokeyaku's already down to 69%. That's a lot of damage to take on a Dire. Oh! Open head. Wow. There's an airstrike coming in on him. And he did not see it. How's everybody doing health-wise? Streaklander. Unorthodox, but interesting. Supernova's running 7 ER larges, however, he seems to have trouble getting into the high ground. I'm not sure what his aim is here, but a low ground ER large boat is typically a death sentence. And if we look at the health percentages here, there's a significant health advantage going to JGX. Once again here, folks, there's not much to commentate on yet right now. It just looks like they're not winning their trades as much. JGX Wolfpack looks to be going in for Zyos. Zyos taking significant damage. The Street Black Lantern not really able to fight back significantly, as only 3 clan Streak 6s does not deal a lot of damage against, well, anything. It might be able to take out Dario's Firestorm, but Dario's Firestorm is probably be able to kill Zeo's 1v1, even in a fresh fight. Like, if they're both fresh, I still believe it's a fight that goes to the Firestorm. Somebody lost something. Grosh lost an arm. It's a pretty big weaponry loss in the boar's head. Somebody else just lost something. Grosh lost his other arm. The boar's head is a stick. Wolfpack moving in to take more pot shots against the 5th Jag Dragoon's middle traders of the Summoner and the Urban Mech. I am curious as to what the Supernova is attempting to achieve here, though. Has he gotten shots? I'm sorry, folks. We're just going to watch the Supernova here for a second, because I want to know, how many shots has he gotten? Alright, 5th Jag trying to wrap around the corner here. JGX Wolfpack is not entirely aware of it. Krasnopesky does drop Zyos. Dargor coming around behind the Summoners. Monk Yatso is not prepared for it. He's not even looking back to see where he's getting shot from. He gets halved. It is his shield side, thankfully, but oh boy, he has no armor left anywhere. This direwolf is not long for this world. Monk Yatso gets dropped by Dargor. Dargor does lose half of his mech. Nope, just loses a shield arm. Never mind. He's about to lose half of his mech though. And it looks like, well, I mean, I believe this is a JGX win. JGX might lose a few mechs on the way, as a lot of their mechs are on death's door, but I think this is a JGX win. Clear cut through and through. Kira Nigami gets dropped. Nuclear weapon is solo trading. He's not long for this world. Kraz loses his gun arm in the Blanner. Jiffy drops nuclear. Jango Fett gets dropped, and that is the end of drop 4. Once again, not a lot to commentate there. It was just a trade match, and it seemed that JGX traded better. Let's look at the damage board here. Top damage on the JGX side going to Dargor. Nope, going to Data, 708 damage in his Direwolf. Bottom damage going to Grolsch, 242 in the Atlas. That's understandable. He did lose his arms very early in the match, so at least we know why. Bottom damage of the 5th Jag side going to Zyos, the only one who didn't break 200 damage in his Streak Black Lantern. Once again, understandable, Streak Black Lantern does not do a lot of damage, and I'm actually very confused as to why that mech was brought in the first place. Then we have Ultimate Ghost getting top damage in the Summoner. I assume it's the 3 ERPPC variant, getting 436. Scratch that, Kira Nigami getting top damage, 509 in the Supernova 1. So, once again, there wasn't a lot to commentate there. I'm sorry, folks. It does feel a little dull, but JGX is just winning their trades, and that's it. as we prepare for Drop 5, an oldie, a goodie, a classic, HPG Manifold. HPG actually did get a rework recently, so even though it's still very similar to the old map we all know and love, it did get some new revamps. This is not the first time we've played the revamped version in comp, but I do enjoy it a lot more, so there is that. And of course, what I enjoy is the most important thing in the game. I don't care if anybody else doesn't like the map. It's obviously all about Tios. So sorry folks. I like the map. What can I say? Fifth Jag seems like they're ready to lock? Question mark? Y'all don't mind here. I'm just gonna pour out some goldfish crackers as I wait for people to play. Unfortunately, the noise cancellation does stop the sound of the goldfish crackers. You cannot hear me. This will not be an ASMR stream, but you know, I just need to snack a little. Fifth Jag is locked. Both sides are locked. I will put down the goldfish and we can do this. 5th Jag Dragoons running Executioner, Phoenix Hawk, Ebon Jag, Timberwolf, Marauder 2C, Firestarter, Mislinks Nova, Laser Bomb at deck, mid-range with a single or 1 or 2 ER large mechs, pure and simple. JGX bringing Direwolf, Executioner, Viper, Nightjeer, Summoner, Mislinks, Viper. Same stuff as before, pretty much. ER large, Goss, and then MG Lights. Let's see the mid-range Lasvom deck that 5th Jag Dragoons. Although it's not pushing per se, you do need to get into range. So the big thing here is, once again, how quickly can you close on your opponent? Sorry about that. My mouse froze for a moment. Oh no, they're going basement. They gonna push? They gonna push? They gonna push? Zios, are you pushing alone? Nope, he is pushing with the team. However, the moment they step out, Data's gonna be able to hit them in the Direwolf, hitting Zios once again in the front of the pack, down to 88% already in his Nova. Fifth Jag Dragoons, I'm not sure this is a good spot to be. Nuclear Weapon is coming behind to hit, but now they are below the wall, and JGX is just firing down on them with Abandon. Nuclear Weapon drops. Not the smart play. He was the only thing standing between Dario and ripping Ultimate Ghost a new one, so Nuclear Weapon dropping may not be the smartest play here. Okay, y'all, I'm sorry. I cannot deal with the lack of noise. Let's see how Grolsch is doing. Wolfpack seems to be fighting over here. Oh boy, Naveed and Kraz just firing down the MGs onto Nuclear Weapon. Just got absolutely obliterated. Dargorian the Summoner gets dropped. It is 1-1 with a significant health advantage going to JGX. Jiffy's on the ground. He's legged. Jiffy drops Kieran. Jiffy goes boom boom. Kraz drops. Nope, Kraz is jumping from one wall to another. Kraz drops Janko Fett. I'm sorry, y'all. This feels illegal. This feels like cruel and unusual punishment. And Ultimate Ghost has gotten to the fight, but however, he's just going to get farmed out by the MGs. And that's the end of the series. Let's look at these damages. Alrighty. Top damage of 5th Jag Dragoons going to Monkey Otso, getting 633 in the linebacker. Bottom damage going to Nuclear Weapon, getting 66 in his Mistlinks. Top damage on the JGX side going to Jiffy, 590 damage in the Executioner. Excuse me, I need water. Bottom damage going to Polycat. 254 damage in her Mistlinks. And that is pretty much all she wrote. A 5-0 win for JGX. What I anticipate to be a more lively or more contested match is going to happen in an hour. So be sure to stay tuned for that, folks. It's going to be at 6 p.m. Eastern time. That's right. Time zones, everything. 6 p.m. Eastern time. It's going to be Japanese Gibberish, other known as the KDCM GNX Hybrid, versus No Pre-Course, which is going to be a good match. I hope to see you all there. Ultimate Ghost will be doing the cast as I will be playing, but thank you to everybody who stopped by, and I will see y'all later.